Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, witnesses, for being here. My district is in East Texas as well. Dovetails right in with Congressman Weber, who we actually have the dubious honor of having the continental rainfall record in one single storm in my district, District 36. I also have more petrochemical refining facilities than any other district in the country. I have Port of Houston, a lot of damage, a lot of siltation and shoaling, and we certainly need to have some of these funds for disaster. But my biggest concern here, and I direct this to General Jackson or really anybody who can answer this. A lot of tough questions had to be made during this storm, and will have to be made in the future by local river authorities and water jurisdictions with regards to lowering reservoir levels prior to the onset of a predictable flood event, so that we can save lives and property for those who are down below these dams. However, at locations that are under the authority and jurisdiction of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, because of their proximity and relationship to federally managed hydropower facilities, these local river authorities have told me that they believe they're basically powerless to make these critical decisions that have to do with lives and property. I've heard more about this issue from constituents over on the east side of my district in Texas than any other area. And I have here a resolution that was recently passed by the Cameron Parish, Louisiana Police Jury to demonstrate that these issues are often not limited to just one state. And I'd like to submit this for the record, Mr. Chairman. What are your thoughts on a solution to these issues? And could the Army Corps perhaps find a role as the arbiter between FERC and local authorities when these decisions need to be made, or possibly do you see a need for an interagency process to steer these decisions? For example, a process by which the Corps, local river authorities, and FERC all might have a voice in developing more flood storage capacity or lowering these lake levels when we have a known flood event about to occur.
Yeah, Congressman, I appreciate that question. Water management is always a very controversial issue, but I think FERC, we don't have any authority over FERC, but we work very closely with FERC on water management across the nation. I think there's always room for continued dialogue, especially as situations in a watershed change over time, to help us make better informed decisions on how we manage water, how we manage releases. There's significant advances in meteorology that have given us better forecasting capability that allow us to see events coming and better understand what's going to happen in the basin. I'd be happy, sir, to get with you and your staff and better understand some of the concerns, the information that you have, engage with FERC, and with FERC come and see you and have a discussion on what we can do.
Well, these poor folks that are with these river authorities have their hands tied. And they don't, the people that live below and lose their property and some lives, some of them are ready to take up arms. I mean, this is how angry these folks are, and blaming the river authorities when really it's a protocol, it's a guideline from the federal government. Who can make these decisions? We had a terrible flood on the Sabine River year before last, and we asked these questions we could not get answers to. So I want to have some answers. Do you know how we could amend these protocols?
Sir, let me get with you with your staff offline, and we'll figure out specifically which issues are most concerning. I understand the general issue that you're talking about. I want to be able to get with FERC offline, make sure they're aware of the concerns, and then maybe come in together and lay it all out for you, so it's not confusing. We can think about what we need to do next.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate that. Anybody else have anything they want to add about that? Okay, well, with that, I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.